While watching my brother play basketball, I sent a message to the guy I'd been dating online. Brother, I'm watching a game right now. What a coincidence, sweetheart. I'm playing in one too. Really? Then good luck, brother. A little later, my brother's team started falling behind. The other team was pulling ahead fast. I jumped to my feet and cheered him on. Go, brother. You're the best. Thud. The second the words left my mouth, the basketball slipped right out of the opposing team captain's hands and dropped straight onto the court. Welcome to Hehestory channel. Subscribe to follow all our latest adventures. Story begins. Yes, we won. In the final minute, my brother sank a three-pointer and pulled ahead, winning the championship for his team. I jumped up and down in excitement, waving at him with all my strength. Brother, you were amazing. What are you doing here? My brother took the bottle of water I handed him, wiping the sweat from his face as he asked. I had gone to the campus convenience store to print out some documents. On my way back, I happened to see a game going on at the basketball court. He had mentioned it to me in a message before. I remembered, so I took a detour to stop by and watch. I answered him honestly. One by one, my brother's teammates came over to the side of the court for water. When they saw me, their eyes widened in surprise. Stephen, since when did you have such a pretty sister hanging around you? Get lost. My brother shot the guy a warning look. The others burst into teasing laughter, their eyes still full of curiosity. I couldn't really blame them. I had just started my freshman year. My brother was in grad school. On move-in day, after helping me settle everything, he had rushed right back to his lab. So this was the first time I had officially appeared in front of my brother and his classmates. Hi, everyone. I'm Amelia. I smiled at them. I was just about to explain that I was his actual younger sister when my brother cut me off. All right. If there's nothing else, head back first. Text me if you need anything. He picked up my bag from the ground. Then, as if guarding against something, he stepped slightly in front of me, blocking the way those guys were looking at me. I was completely confused. But I still nodded obediently. Fine. The game was over anyway. Perfect timing. I could go back and message the guy I was dating online. I still had no idea how his game had turned out. Oh, right, brother. That three-pointer was super cool. I recorded it. I'll send it to you later. I said it proudly. A highlight moment like that had to be saved. A helpless look crossed my brother's face, and he waved for me to go. I really was about to leave. But the second I turned around, I bumped straight into someone. Thud. Ah. My phone. I froze for a second, then hurriedly bent down to pick it up from the ground. Before I could even see who I had run into, my brother's expression changed. He frowned and strode forward. Alex Sanchez, what the hell are you doing? She bumped into me first. His voice was cold and calm, like a sheet of frost had settled over it. I couldn't help shrinking back a little as I finally got a clear look at the person in front of me. I couldn't say I knew him, but I couldn't exactly say I didn't, either. He was the guy who had played against my brother just now. He seemed to be the captain of the other team. During the game, he had been the one who almost overtook my brother. Why were you standing behind her and blocking her way for no reason? Apologize to her. Stephen Morales, are you insane? Maybe the tension from the game had carried over after it ended. My brother's voice dropped several degrees. The way he looked at Alex was nothing like how he had been a moment ago. He shielded me behind him and glared at the other guy. But Alex clearly wasn't the type to back down either. Neither of them yielded. For a second, it felt like sparks were about to fly through the air. Seeing the atmosphere turn so tense because of me, I quickly tugged on the hem of my brother's shirt. Brother, it really was my fault just now. I had only just started school. The last thing I wanted was for my brother to get into a fight with someone. My brother pressed his lips together, then turned back to me. Go back first. It's fine. Then don't argue with him. Okay. I tightened my grip on the strap of my backpack. Then I carefully glanced at Alex. He was looking at me too. His gaze was dark, sharp, and unreadable. It was terrifying, as if he were trying to burn a hole straight through me. I didn't dare stay even one more second. I quickly apologized, then hurried away as fast as I could. No. I had to tell my boyfriend about this. That had been way too scary. After I got back to my dorm, I sent Alexander a message. Brother, are you there? While I waited for his reply, My roommates came back too. They greeted me as they walked in. One of them asked if I had gone to watch the game today. Yeah. So? Which one of the twin stars won? I blinked. Twin stars? My roommate stared at me in disbelief. It was as if she couldn't believe I didn't even know who the twin stars were. They are Professor Smith's prize students from our school. Professor Smith was a giant in the world of physics. His standards for students were notoriously strict. He usually took on one group, mentored them all the way through, and only then accepted the next. And since he was set to retire in a few years, he had stopped taking new students starting the year before last. But this year, for the first time in ages, he made an exception and accepted 2 final students. Professor Smith had said they would become the 2 rising stars of the physics department. Before they had even officially joined his research group, people were already saying they had represented the university in an international competition and brought home a major award. The posters and banners celebrating them had been shown off on the school website for an entire month. My roommates pulled up photos from the campus gossip page, pictures taken by some student photographer who apparently followed them around like they were celebrities. I took one look. Wait, wasn't that my brother? He was that impressive? The second I realized that, my mood shot straight through the roof. Oh. I lifted my chin. My brother won. Your brother? Yeah, this one is my brother. I pointed at the person in the photo and pouted a little. Proudly. My roommates went silent for several seconds. Then, all at once, they burst out laughing. Amelia, stop joking. How could Stephen Morales possibly be your brother? Exactly. You don't even have the same last name. And you don't look alike either. I knew it. Again. Ever since I was little, I had heard that line hundreds of times, if not 1,000. Fortunately, I had come prepared. Here. This is proof that we're siblings. And this is our family photo. I opened the album on my phone and showed it off to them. My roommate's eyes went wide. I continued. I use my mom's last name. My brother uses my dad's. As for why we didn't look alike, that was just genetics. But if people looked closely enough, they could still see a little resemblance. A few seconds later, the entire dorm exploded with screaming. Ah, Stephen Morales is really your brother. Really? They actually would have had a chance to meet him on move-in day. But my brother had been busy, so he only dropped me off downstairs at the dorm before rushing off. My roommates could barely hide their excitement. One after another, they begged me to bring them along the next time I saw my brother. Apparently, they wanted to bask in the aura of a campus genius. Of course, that was fine. I agreed. Then someone asked, what about the other one? Your brother and he are in the same research group, right? Are you close with him too? Who? This one. My roommate swiped to another photo and told me this was the other star. I looked down. Wasn't that the guy who had bumped into me? Judging from the photo, it seemed to have been taken during half-time. He was sitting on the bench with a white towel draped around his neck. He wore a black and white jersey and a red headband. One hand was propped on his knee, while the other held his phone. He seemed to be texting someone. Which student photographer had taken this? How had they managed to make someone that cold and terrifying look so good? The photo looked like a poster for some coming-of-age campus drama. This picture had apparently gotten the most screaming on the campus page too. Because with his eyes lowered like that, he almost looked as if he was smiling. What was he smiling about? His gaze was so cold it could freeze someone to death. So he was capable of smiling too? Not close. I shook my head. My roommates looked a little confused. They were about to keep gossiping when the phone on my desk lit up. My boyfriend had messaged me back. Wait, let me reply to a message first. I cut off everyone's curious stares. Alexander, baby, I just got out of the shower. What's wrong? I had originally wanted to tell him about what happened while I was watching the game. But after chatting with my roommates just now, I suddenly felt like it wasn't something I absolutely had to mention anymore. Brother, I missed you. How did your game go? I smiled as I sent the message. The other side went quiet for a second. After a while, 2 words popped up. Alexander, we lost. Ah, then he must have been really upset. My heart squeezed a little, and I quickly started typing to comfort him. Me, it's okay, it's okay. Me, we'll win it back next time. Me, how could you lose? Me, in my heart, you're the best. I sent 4 or 5 messages in a row. He seemed to realize I was trying to comfort him and sent back a patting emoji. Alexander, maybe it's because you weren't there cheering me on. Alexander, the other side had a lot of people cheering for them today. So that was why. I immediately sent him a whole string of cute reaction stickers. Then he went quiet again. But I watched the typing indicator at the top appear, disappear, and appear again. I sensed something. Me, brother, do you have something you want to say to me? Alexander, baby, can you send me a picture of yourself? Huh? Alexander, I suddenly want to know what you look like. Alexander and I had met before the SAT. Back then, I had been so nervous that I made a post online asking about SAT information and testing tips. He had replied with a whole long, serious comment. At the very end, he told me, Alexander, it's just one exam. There will be plenty of other tests in your life, so take a deep breath. Later, when my SAT score came out, I found out I had gotten into the same university as my brother. I went back specifically to thank him. After that, we started talking more and more. Eventually, we ended up dating online. We had actually planned to meet in person, but I had just started college, and everything was so busy that we kept putting it off until now. Me, okay. Before I started flirting with Alexander, I had once coaxed him into sending me a picture too. Me, let me see your abs. He had just gotten out of the shower at the time. And he really did listen. He sent me a mirror selfie of his body. That one photo instantly won me over. It was also one of the important reasons I had worked so hard to flirt with him until I finally succeeded in making him my online boyfriend. I had originally wanted to send him a picture of myself too, but he never brought it up. And I was too embarrassed to act overly confident. Luckily, I loved taking photos, so my camera roll was already full of pretty pictures. Without thinking too much, I carefully picked one from today's game. Me, look at my OOTD today. To be honest, I was a little nervous. I waited anxiously for his reply, but he stayed silent for a long time. What was going on? Did he think I wasn't pretty? No way. When I was little, my mom had even taken me to do child modeling. In high school, I had almost been scouted to join the entertainment industry. And with my photography skills on top of that, there was no way my picture was so bad it scared him speechless, right? Me, why aren't you saying anything? Me, do I not look good? I frowned. Please don't. We were supposed to meet in person soon. I hadn't even seen him for real yet. I had wanted to touch those abs for ages. All of a sudden, I regretted sending him my photo. But this time, he replied, Alexander, no, baby. You're very beautiful. Me, really? Swear it. Alexander, yeah. I swear. Phew. That was good. I was happy again. But it seemed like he still had something else he wanted to say. Only, after a long while, he still didn't send anything. I stopped waiting. Because my roommates had already noticed my occasional silly smiles. Their attention had shifted from the twin stars right back onto me. Amelia. Confess. Who are you texting? Is it your boyfriend? After class the next day, my brother told me to meet him for lunch at the grad student dining hall. How's school so far? Are you getting used to the dorm? Are your roommates easy to get along with? He nagged on and on like a worried mom. I nodded along, half listening. Then I noticed the celery on my tray. I frowned and quietly picked every piece out, moving it all onto my brother's plate. What are you doing? Put it back. I don't like celery. No. No picky eating. My brother's tone turned serious. I had no idea where he had learned that intimidating pressure from. I had been scared of him ever since I was little, and now that his face had gone cold, I was even more helpless against him. Feeling wronged, I pouted and reluctantly picked the celery back up. Then, with the expression of someone facing a life or death enemy, I stuffed it into my mouth. My brother watched me eat. When he saw that I really was struggling, he sighed and got up to buy me a drink. Just then, Alexander sent me a message. Alexander, what are you doing, baby? Me, eating. Celery tastes awful. I took a photo of my food and sent it to him. Alexander, if it tastes bad, don't eat it. Me, I can't. I was just about to explain that I was anemic, and every time celery showed up at home, my family would watch me like prison guards until I ate it. But before I could finish typing, my brother came back with the drink. Who are you texting? So fast? I startled, and there was no way I dared let my brother know I was dating someone online. And no one. Just a friend. My brother didn't seem suspicious. He handed me the drink. Clear your throat. Focus on eating. Oh. I shoveled rice into my mouth. Watching my brother eat calmly and slowly, I hesitated for a moment before speaking. Brother, can you give me some allowance? Didn't I just transfer you money a while ago? There were so many things to buy for school. I already spent it all. I looked at him pitifully. My brother sighed helplessly and took out his phone. I sent it. Delighted, I quickly pulled out my phone to check. Thank you. Huh? Why is it so little? He usually sent me $1,000. This time, there was 1 zero missing. My brother said, "You've been spending too much. You need to learn some restraint." I stared at him. He looked back at me. Do you want it or not? If not, send it back. I want it. I want it. Even a mosquito was still meat. I grinned at my brother and accepted the transfer. After only a few more bites, my brother stood up. I have an experiment this afternoon. I need to go keep an eye on things in the lab. Eat by yourself. Oh. Once my brother left, I lost interest in eating too. I had only poked at my food a few more times when I noticed someone sitting at another table, just behind where my brother had been. Huh? Wasn't that the guy who bumped into me last time? He came here to eat too? When did he get here? How had I not noticed him just now? Curious and confused, I couldn't help staring at Alex Sanchez for a few extra seconds. Maybe that annoyed him. His cold gaze swept over me. Then he picked up his tray and brushed past me without a word. I apologized after bumping into him last time, didn't I? So why did he still look at me with eyes that sharp and icy? After I got back to my dorm, I continued messaging Alexander. Me, brother, have you eaten yet? Alexander, yeah, I ate. Alexander, baby, are you short on money? What did he mean? Before I could even react, a transfer notification popped up. Alexander sent you $5,200. I hissed in shock and sucked in a breath. Me, why are you sending me money? Alexander, for you to spend. Me, I have money. My dad, my mom, and my brother all gave me money. My little savings account was not small at all. I was just about to tell him he didn't need to, but Alexander sent another message. Alexander, if I give it to you, just take it. It's a voluntary gift. You don't have to return it. Alexander, spending money on my girlfriend is only natural. That last sentence made me so happy I nearly melted. I happily patted my cheeks. Fine, then. I would accept it. For the next little while, I finally settled into the normal rhythm of college life. Whenever there was something I wasn't familiar with, I went to my brother. And my chats with Alexander stayed just as frequent as before. The only stressful part was this. Because of my parents' repeated reminders, my brother had to keep an eye on me during dinner. So several times, while we were eating together, Alexander suddenly messaged me. I nearly exposed myself more than once. Other than that, I occasionally ran into Alex Sanchez at the dining hall or outside the science building. Of course, he and my brother worked in the same lab under the same professor. So running into him wasn't exactly strange. But I heard from a few grad students in other departments that my brother and Alex Sanchez didn't seem to get along. Whenever they passed by the lab, they often heard the two of them arguing. Are they enemies or something? Do they hate each other? I was confused. It's not that serious. It's physics. A little friction is how progress happens. Oh. No wonder I had seen lightning practically sparking in Alex Sanchez's eyes whenever he looked at my brother. I didn't think too much of it. Then one day, after dinner, I went back to the dorm to rest. One of my roommates suddenly sat up in bed. Holy crap, guess what I just saw on the campus confession page? This post is insane. I have to send it to you guys. Our dorm group chat was usually full of people sharing food delivery orders, package pickup reminders, or utility bills. This time, a gossip link from the campus page suddenly appeared. Anonymous submission. What should I do if I found out my girlfriend has another boyfriend? Another boyfriend? What does that mean? Details. The gossip was, admittedly, explosive. The comments under the post were piling up one after another. According to the person who submitted it, he had originally been planning to meet his girlfriend in person, only to discover that she had another boyfriend. Comment. Holy crap. So you're the side guy? Original poster. What nonsense are you talking about? The one who isn't loved is the side guy. Original poster. I've been watching them for days. That guy doesn't love her at all. He makes her pick out vegetables, doesn't want to spend money on her, and even talks to her harshly. Original poster. I feel bad for her. Is there any way to make her break up with him? The moment those comments came out, the people underneath were all there for the drama. My roommate was already scrolling through it with great interest. Whenever she found something funny, she even read it out loud. I wasn't interested in the post. It wasn't as nice to look at as Alexander's abs. This is probably just someone trying to get attention, I said. No idea. But didn't you see everyone stirring the pot? Ha ha. They really were. As soon as the original poster made another comment, the replies underneath were all encouraging him to be brave and steal the girl away. My roommate even jumped in and added fuel to the fire. The magical part was that the original poster seemed to take it seriously. Original poster. Thank you, everyone, for the encouragement. I've decided. I'll make my move tomorrow. My roommate laughed so hard she nearly died. I can't believe our school actually has someone like this. This kind of person is scary good at stealing someone else's partner. I shrugged and didn't take it seriously. The next day was the weekend. I went to the library. When I was trying to borrow a book, someone else was using a step stool. I stood on tiptoe for a long time, but I still couldn't reach it. Just as I was struggling, a hand suddenly reached over from behind me. Here. I nearly jumped out of my skin. I quickly turned around. When I saw the person in front of me, I froze. Alex Sanchez? Why was he here? Seeing that I didn't react, he held the book a little closer to me. Is this the one? Yes. Titch, thank you. I took the book and quickly found a seat. But to my surprise, Alex Sanchez suddenly sat down in the empty seat across from me. Me? Didn't grad students have their own study rooms? Why was he sitting out here? I was confused, but I didn't ask. As usual, I sent Alexander a check-in message telling him I was reading at the library, then lowered my head and focused on my book. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of the person across from me typing on his phone. Oh? So he had someone to report to as well? How rare. My phone lit up. Alexander. So well behaved. I'm reading too. Here. Then we really were on the same wavelength. I was delighted. But very quickly, I started to feel confused. Because over the next few days, I ran into Alex Sanchez when I went jogging. I ran into Alex Sanchez when I played tennis. I even ran into Alex Sanchez when I went swimming. Seriously? My brother was busy enough to die in the lab. So why did Alex Sanchez have so much free time? How was he everywhere? I stared at Alex Sanchez in the pool. He swam like a fish, smooth and beautiful. Especially when he came out of the water. Droplets streamed down over his abs. So beautiful. No, wait. Not beautiful. Just average. Definitely not as good as Alexander. I sent Alexander a message and asked him to take a new abs photo for me. Alexander didn't reply. So I packed up my things and prepared to leave the pool. But the moment I stepped outside, I realized it was raining. I hadn't brought an umbrella. I messaged my roommate, then remembered she was probably working her part-time job today. I was doomed. From the look of the rain, it didn't seem like it would stop anytime soon. I'll walk you back. A black umbrella suddenly opened above my head. I looked up, then turned my gaze behind me and saw Alex Sanchez. No, it's okay. I already messaged someone. Stephen Morales is in the lab. Phones aren't allowed in there. He probably won't see your message for at least 2 hours. Yeah. I said, oh okay. Then thank you, Alex. The corner of Alex Sanchez's lips lifted ever so slightly. Let's go. After we got back to the dorm, I thanked Alex Sanchez again before heading upstairs. I had just reached the 3rd floor when Alexander finally messaged me. Alexander, I'll take one for you when I get back. Me? Okay. Oh, right. It rained today, and I almost got stuck at the pool. Luckily, a kind person walked me back to the dorm. A few days after the rain stopped, the temperature suddenly shot up. It felt like the whole campus had turned into a steam room. At noon, I went off campus for a bit. By the time I came back through the school gates, I couldn't take the heat anymore. When I passed by my brother's lab building, I decided to stop in and enjoy some air conditioning for a while. But my brother wasn't there. Alex Sanchez was the only one in the lab. You're looking for Stephen Morales? He went to our advisor's office. You can come in and wait. If this had been before, I definitely wouldn't have gone in. But today was just too hot. I quickly nodded and found a seat. Alex Sanchez glanced at me, then handed me a bottle of water. Drink some water. Thank you. Their lab was divided into an outer and inner room. Alex Sanchez went back inside to continue working. Every now and then, he would glance in my direction through the glass wall. His pretty brows drew together slightly. Then he lowered his head and typed something on his phone. I was confused, but I really wasn't close to him. Although we had run into each other several times, the number of things we had actually said to each other could probably be counted on 10 fingers. I only felt a little dizzy. After a while, he put down his phone and came out from the inner room. Amelia. I lifted my head. Right at that moment, the lab door opened. My brother was back. Amelia? What are you doing here? Brother. I stood up. Maybe I got up too fast, because my vision suddenly went black, and my body started to collapse. Both people in the lab immediately changed expressions. Amelia. Her blood sugar dropped. Several hands caught me. One of them was cool. It didn't feel like my brother's hand. Then I heard the sound of candy wrapper being peeled open beside my ear. A second later, something sweet was pushed to the corner of my mouth. My lips brushed against cool, soft fingertips. Those weren't my brother's either. Alex Sanchez, I told you food isn't allowed in the lab. You secretly brought candy in again. That voice was my brother's. Then the candy, and that hand. She was about to pass out right here. And you're still worried about lab rules? Do you even care about her at all? Oh, it was Alex Sanchez. So he actually liked candy. But why did that sentence sound so strange? From the corner of my eye, I saw my brother's expression darken. I grabbed Alex Sanchez's hand. You're not allowed to talk about him like that. In the last bit of my fading peripheral vision, the person whose expression had turned ugly was now Alex Sanchez. Because of heat exhaustion and low blood sugar, I ended up lying in the campus health center. When I woke up, my brother was beside me. He had just finished calling our parents. The moment he saw me open my eyes, he immediately asked if I was okay. I shook my head and told him I was fine. He let out a breath in relief, but his tone quickly turned serious again. I watch you eat every single day. The one day I don't, you pass out. Did you secretly start dieting behind my back again? No. My brother clearly didn't believe me. He stared at me like he was interrogating a suspect. My eyes darted around, and I tried to change the subject. Oh, right. Where's your classmate? Who? Alex Sanchez. He went back to the lab. Oh, then thank him for me. I really had to thank him today. Now that I thought about it, he had already helped me several times. Although our first meeting hadn't been pleasant, he was still a good person. Don't worry. I will. My brother patted my head and told me to rest a little longer. As soon as he left, I immediately took out my phone. Alexander had sent me a message. Alexander, baby, am I really the person you love most? Me? What was wrong with him? Why was he suddenly asking such a strange question? Me, of course. There's only you in my heart. Alexander didn't reply. On the third day, I was taking a walk with my roommates in the evening when we ran into Alex Sanchez. I was still debating whether or not I should say hello when Alex Sanchez spoke first. Amelia, how are you feeling? Much better. Thank you, Alex. Alex Sanchez gave a quiet hum, then took a few pieces of candy out of his pocket. Here. I accepted them blankly. Then Alex Sanchez left. My roommate's eyes immediately lit up. Amelia, didn't you say you weren't close with Alex Sanchez? Then why is he giving you candy? I didn't know either. I was confused too. But I had mentioned to them several times before that I kept running into Alex Sanchez. And after he helped me when I nearly passed out from the heat last time, one of my roommates suddenly gasped. Oh my God. Amelia, don't tell me Alex Sanchez has a crush on you. Huh? No way, right? Although my roommate had said it jokingly, I actually took it to heart. For the entire night, my thoughts kept running wild. No way, right? Alex Sanchez and I weren't even close. But the very next day, I ran into Alex Sanchez again. And once again, he gave me a few pieces of candy. Me. I finally couldn't hold it in anymore. Why do you keep giving me candy? If you don't feel well, you can eat one. I frowned. Are you in love with me or something? Alex Sanchez froze. He didn't say anything. But sometimes silence already said everything. I understood immediately. I hurriedly dug the candy he had given me a few days ago out of my pocket and shoved it back into his hand along with today's. Don't fall in love with me. I already have a boyfriend. My boyfriend and I are very happy together. I told him firmly. But I didn't know which part of that made him unhappy. Alex Sanchez's eyes darkened all at once. He gripped the candy I had returned to him, his lips pressed into a tight line. Happy. His voice was low, his gaze icy. He couldn't bring you an umbrella when it rained. He couldn't feed you medicine when your blood sugar dropped. What's the point of having a boyfriend like that? He startled me. Alexander and I hadn't met in person yet. But if he had been there and known what happened, he definitely would have done those things for me. Why was Alex Sanchez getting so worked up about it? I got a little angry. You're not allowed to talk about my boyfriend like that. My boyfriend is good to me. He's the best person in the whole world. He has his own things to do. And I'm not some helpless little thing who needs someone taking care of me all the time. The low blood sugar and heat exhaustion had been accidents. I was furious, glaring straight at Alex Sanchez. He froze. The anger in his expression stiffened around his eyes and brows. Then a wrong darkness and a restrained flush slowly surfaced in his eyes. You love him that much? Of course I did. Take your candy back. I returned to the dorm, still a little angry. Although I didn't even know exactly why I was angry. In the end, I blamed it on the fact that he had insulted Alexander. So I messaged Alexander, wanting to complain. But Alexander didn't reply for the entire night. That made me even more emo. It's here. It's here. There's an update. I was lying listlessly on my bed when my roommate came back and immediately made us eat the latest gossip. What update? The campus confession post from last time. The one about the girlfriend having another boyfriend. The other girls in the dorm instantly perked up. The roommate leading the gossip read the new post out loud. Thank you, everyone. I've decided to give up. She loves her boyfriend very much. In the end, I lost. TSK, TSK, TSK. See? Being the side guy never ends well. My roommate sighed dramatically. I wasn't interested in it. All I could think about was why Alexander still hadn't replied to me. Just then, I saw a new post on my feed. It was from Alexander. Wow. So Alexander had time to post, but not to reply to my messages? Wait. No. He had posted something very emo. If that's what you want, then I'll let you go. He was sad too. Confused and worried. I quickly opened our chat. Me, brother, what's wrong? Did something happen? The typing indicator appeared at the top. Alexander finally replied. Alexander, if someone hid something from you, something that would hurt you very much, what would you do? It looked like he really had been deceived and hurt by someone. He didn't even call me baby first. Me, that isn't good, but maybe they have their reasons. Was it one of his friends? Or someone else? I wanted to comfort him. Alexander, reasons? Me, yeah. Alexander, then, would you have your reasons too? Then he sent another message. Alexander, baby, are you hiding anything from me? I actually was. I had been secretly dieting. I wanted to look prettier when we finally met in person. But I couldn't tell Alexander that. Me, there are some things, but I can't tell you yet. The other side went silent again. Alexander, baby, do you love me? Hadn't he asked me that question last time? Me, of course. You can ask me again and again if you need to. Alexander, okay. Then I believe you. The next day, my roommate said the campus confession post had been updated again. My girlfriend said she has her reasons. I believe her. My roommate clicked her tongue. TSK, TSK, TSK. People with love brains really can't be saved. Day after day passed. My dieting finally started to show results. The only problem was that when my brother noticed, his brows pulled together immediately. Did you lose weight again? I didn't dare tell him the truth, so I only said he was seeing things. Then I laughed it off and quickly changed the subject, asking him how he had been lately. Fine, I guess. Except for that bastard Alex Sanchez. I don't know what's gotten into him lately. What happened? My brother rolled his eyes. He keeps trying to compete with me. Grades, height, abs, and even. Anyway, it's all stupid guy stuff. He clearly didn't want to explain further, so I didn't ask. Instead, I comforted him. It's okay, brother. In my heart, you'll always be the best. My brother smiled and patted my head. My sister is still the best. Not long after he said that, Alex Sanchez walked out of the science building. When he saw my brother's hand resting on my head, he gave it a cold glance. Then he looked at me too, before turning and walking away. That look. How should I put it? A little helpless. A little angry. And somehow, a little resigned. I was completely confused by it. But I didn't pay much attention. A few days later, though, something went wrong. Amelia. Hurry. Your brother got into a fight. What? I shot up from my chair in the dorm and ran straight toward my brother's lab building. A circle of people had already gathered outside the lab. Everyone was standing on tiptoe, trying to see inside. I squeezed my way through with great difficulty. As I got closer, I heard someone shouting something like, "Those who cheat on two people will eventually get what they deserve. And you think you're worthy of Amelia?" When I finally looked inside, I saw my brother being grabbed by the collar. The corner of his mouth was bruised. "What are you doing? Let go of him." I was furious. I rushed forward and shoved Alex Sanchez away. Caught off guard, he staggered back a few steps before steadying himself, his eyes locked tightly on me. "Oh my God, brother, are you okay?" Seeing the bruise at the corner of my brother's mouth made my anger flare up instantly. I shot Alex Sanchez a glare sharp enough to cut. "Are you insane? Why did you hit him?" Alex Sanchez's eyes had gone red. I didn't know if it was from anger or something else. Seeing me protect my brother, he pointed at him and said through gritted teeth, "Do you even know? He's two-timing you. He was holding hands and shopping with another girl behind your back. I saw it myself." Two-timing? My brother had been holding hands with a girl and shopping? He had a girlfriend. Why didn't I know about this? Honestly, I was impressed with myself. Even at a time like this, my attention still managed to wander somewhere completely unrelated. But, wait. What did any of that have to do with Alex Sanchez? What does it have to do with you if I hold hands with my girlfriend? My brother snapped. He said exactly what I was thinking. Alex Sanchez shot back. "If she's your girlfriend, then what is she?" Then he pointed at me. Completely ridiculous. My brother looked just as baffled. "She's my sister. Are you out of your mind?" A sudden, deathly silence fell over the room. The expression on Alex Sanchez's face froze all at once, like something straight out of a cartoon. He looked at me. "You're his sister." "I've been calling him brother this whole time. Are you deaf?" "His biological sister." My brother and I said at the same time, "Obviously." Luckily, my brother wasn't seriously hurt. He had only just started dating. He couldn't ruin that face before my future sister-in-law even got used to it. And although the whole thing had been a misunderstanding, and Alex Sanchez had apologized, I still couldn't look at him without feeling annoyed. "Amelia, I'm sorry. I didn't know." He came to find me again. His attitude was sincere enough. Even my brother didn't care anymore, so it wasn't as if I could keep holding on to it. Fine. At the end of the day, it was because he liked me and had completely misunderstood the situation. He thought my brother had wronged me. In his own way, he had been trying to stand up for me. Forget it. You didn't do it on purpose. After all, he wasn't the first person to misunderstand our relationship. I couldn't exactly walk around campus with a megaphone shouting, "My brother and I are actual siblings." But don't do anything like that again. I already told you I have a boyfriend. I know. Alex Sanchez pressed his lips together and glanced at me carefully. "You also said your boyfriend treats you really well." For some reason, after he said that, Alex Sanchez, who had just looked nervous and helpless a second ago, suddenly scratched the side of his neck. A faint, embarrassed look appeared on his face. Me. No matter what, the matter ended there. Not long after I got back, I was chatting with Alexander. "Alexander, baby, when can we meet? I have so many things I want to tell you." We were finally going to meet. I was so nervous. So nervous. I still hadn't slimmed down to my goal yet. Maybe after a little while longer. After I lost 1 more kilogram. Alexander. Okay. Later, I went to the track for a run. Unfortunately, I ran into Alex Sanchez again. "Amelia, you're running this late." For some reason, I kept running into him these days. I didn't hide it. "Yeah, I'm trying to lose weight." "Lose weight?" He frowned and looked me over. Then he asked why I wanted to lose weight. "I'm meeting my boyfriend next week. I'll look better if I'm a little thinner." Alex Sanchez's brows tightened even more. Then he suddenly said, "You don't need to. You're already very pretty." The moment the words left his mouth, he froze. I froze even harder. What are you saying? What was wrong with him? I had already told him I had a boyfriend. Why was he saying something like that? I quickly ran back to the dorm. By coincidence, Alexander had also sent me a message. Alexander, baby, you're not allowed to lose weight. Strange. How did he know I was dieting? I refused to listen. But somehow, my brother found out too. Before, he only watched me eat dinner. Now he insisted on having lunch with me too. I knew you lost weight. And you still dared to lie to me? You're not leaving until you finish all of this. How did you know I was dieting? I was shocked and confused. My brother glanced at me. I understood immediately. It was Alex Sanchez who told you, wasn't it? Aren't you two supposed to hate each other? My brother added another piece of meat to my tray. Then his tone suddenly changed. He said he didn't know what had gotten into Alex Sanchez lately either. He had stopped comparing everything with him. He had stopped arguing with him over lab theories too. Sometimes, when Alex saw him on the road, he even smiled and greeted him. This is too weird. I thought it was weird too. But before I could figure out what was going on, my brother narrowed his eyes. Amelia, this doesn't have something to do with you, does it? What did it have to do with me? Don't tell me he's into you. My brother hit the nail on the head. I almost spat out my food. Brother, what kind of joke is that? Then how else do you explain him paying so much attention to you? I stayed silent for 2 days. In the end, I decided to find Alex Sanchez and make things clear one more time. This time, I had to make him give up completely. After my run, I saw Alex Sanchez on the basketball court again. Alex, come here. I need to talk to you. He tossed the ball aside. What is it? I watched as he walked over. The evening breeze swept past, and the boy in his jersey looked clean, sharp, and effortlessly handsome. Alex Sanchez really was tall. He was even a little taller than my brother. When he stood too close, I had to tilt my head up just to look at him. Can you stop loving me? I said it. A flicker of confusion crossed Alex Sanchez's face. Then he stared at me without moving. I gathered my courage and continued. You know I have a boyfriend, right? We got together after the SAT. I love him a lot. He's the best person in the whole world. I looked straight at Alex Sanchez. My gaze turned serious. I told him a lot about me and Alexander. But I wasn't trying to show off. I just wanted Alex Sanchez to understand. Alex, you're a good person. But feelings aren't something you can force. I've already told you I'm in love with someone. Your feelings are starting to make things difficult for me. After I finished speaking, I looked at Alex Sanchez. Strangely, he didn't react at all. I thought maybe my bluntness had hit him too hard. But I never expected his focus to be completely off. Do you really love Alexander that much? Yes. I nodded firmly. Even if we hadn't met yet. Even if he didn't turn out to be good-looking. The person I liked was still him. Alex Sanchez lowered his eyes. The bright white lights over the basketball court fell across the side of his face, casting beautiful shadows along his features. I tightened my hands. Then Alex Sanchez suddenly said, "What if I told you that I'm Alexander?" The trees along the campus walkway were lush and full. The night breeze blew through them, making the leaves rustle softly. Dinner had only just ended. There were no late-night study sessions like in high school. The track was full of students taking walks and jogging under the lights. More and more people were arriving at the basketball court too. The sound of balls hitting the ground echoed around us. Thump, thump, thump. But in that moment, all those sounds seemed to be sealed outside some invisible barrier. Everything that reached my ears turned faint and blurry. My eyes widened. Alex Sanchez repeated it, his voice steady. Amelia, I'm Alexander. The first time you watched your brother play basketball and cheered for him, I recognized your voice. Later, I asked you for a photo. That was when I confirmed it. I didn't know you and Steven Morales were biological siblings. I thought. I was angry, but I really liked you. I didn't dare let you know. I even posted on the campus confession page asking for help. I wanted to steal you away, and that ended up causing a whole mess. After I found out the truth about you and Steven Morales, I had already decided to tell you everything. I just didn't expect. He just didn't expect that I would suddenly come over today and say all of this to him. I was stunned. Completely stunned. Even more stunned than Alex Sanchez had been earlier. You, stop joking. I let out a dry little laugh. How could you possibly be Alexander? Do you Do you have any proof? Alex Sanchez pressed his lips together. I laughed again. I knew it. He was making it up. But his words still hit me so hard that my brain felt like mush. I took 2 steps back, ready to leave. But after only a moment, the phone in my pocket started ringing. It was Alexander. He was calling me. I froze. Because behind me, Alex Sanchez's voice rang out clearly. His tone was strangely familiar. Baby, why aren't you answering? Arth. I couldn't live like this anymore. How could Alex Sanchez possibly be Alexander? I lay in my dorm like a corpse for 2 whole days. I didn't even go to the library that weekend. My gossip-loving roommate pulled open my bed curtain. Hey, there's another update on that girlfriend with another boyfriend post we've been following. She held up her phone and started reading the campus confession post out loud. I came clean with my girlfriend. Turns out I misunderstood. That guy wasn't her boyfriend. But after we met in person, my girlfriend doesn't seem to love me anymore. What should I do? What does that even mean? Why can't I understand it? My roommate looked completely confused and even started scrolling back up to see if she had missed something. I stared blankly at the ceiling above my bed and said without expression, because he and his girlfriend were dating online. How do you know that? My roommate looked at me curiously. I sighed and didn't want to speak. Then my roommate who had gone out for her part-time job came back. Oh, Amelia, you're in the dorm. Someone downstairs asked me to give this to you. She handed me a box. On top of it was an envelope. The handwriting was elegant, but the strokes were sharp and clean. I guessed immediately that it was from Alex Sanchez. Are you still mad? I'm sorry. This was all my fault. After I ran back that night, Alex Sanchez had sent me a lot of messages through Alexander's account. He even asked if I was disappointed in him. If the Alexander the First had imagined didn't look like him. But I hadn't replied to any of them. Now, the last line of the letter read, I'm sorry Alexander disappointed you. If that's how it is, then let's just forget everything. Oh, right. The guy who brought the gift is still waiting downstairs. The roommate who handed me the box reminded me again. I gritted my teeth and climbed out of bed. Then I quickly threw on some clothes and went downstairs. Sure enough, Alex Sanchez was still waiting below the dorm. Alex. The moment he saw me, his eyes lit up. Baby, Amelia, are you not mad at me anymore? He looked at me carefully. When I didn't say anything, Alex Sanchez grew even more panicked. I'm sorry, Amelia. I didn't mean to hide it from you. Please don't be mad. I'm not mad. Seeing how helpless Alex Sanchez looked, I spoke quietly. The reason I ran away that night was because that wasn't how I had imagined our first meeting at all. I bought a new dress. I was even planning to get my nails done. I wanted to look pretty when I met you. But that night, I had just finished running. My face had been covered in sweat. My hair was a mess. I hadn't even put on makeup. And then he told me he was Alexander. My image was completely ruined. Would he think I had catfished him? My face fell, and I felt so wronged I nearly cried. When Alex Sanchez found out the reason, he looked like he didn't know whether to laugh or sigh. He finally relaxed and gently brushed a strand of hair away from my face. I told you before. You're already very pretty. In my eyes, no matter what, you're beautiful. Really? Alex Sanchez nodded. His expression and gaze were so sincere that my face started to burn under his stare. In a small voice, I asked, then why didn't you tell me your real name was Alex Sanchez? Alexander is my name too. When I was little, I thought it was too long to write, so I threw a fit until my parents changed what people called me. Now, only people close to him called him Alexander. So that was why. I couldn't hold it in and let out a little laugh. Alex Sanchez scratched the back of his head. The air around us suddenly grew quiet. Cicadas sang in the warm summer evening breeze. I secretly glanced at Alex Sanchez. But suddenly, our eyes met. As if we had both been burned, we quickly looked away at the same time, shy and flustered. And just like that, Alex Sanchez and I were together. But now, I had a brand new problem. How was I supposed to explain this to my brother? That I had finally met my online boyfriend in person. And that my online boyfriend happened to be his rival from the same lab. With a heart full of anxiety, another weekend arrived. The campus confession post my roommate had been following finally reached its grand finale. Thank you, everyone. The misunderstanding has been cleared up. My girlfriend and I are officially together now. Oh wow, That really wasn't easy. My roommate clicked her tongue in admiration. Then she turned and saw me humming as I put on the new little dress I had bought. Her eyes widened in surprise. Amelia, why are you dressed so pretty? Where are you going? To watch my brother's game. After fixing the last strand of my hair, I headed to the gym. There was a new basketball game today. I arrived early. My brother was chatting with his teammates. When the others saw me, their eyes lit up. Only my brother frowned. What are you doing here? To watch your game. My brother said, I'm not playing today. I knew that, but I only gave a casual "oh" and found a place to sit. My brother looked at me suspiciously, then took off his jacket and came over to drape it over my legs. What are you doing? I was unhappy. My brother raised his brows. Cover up. I gave in. My brother let out a cold laugh. Tell me, who are you really here to watch? What do you mean? I came to watch you. Ha. You think I don't know you? Last time you came to watch me play, you weren't dressed like this. He actually noticed. I stole a guilty glance at him. Luckily, the game was about to start. The gym quickly became lively and loud. I spotted Alex Sanchez in the lineup right away. So handsome. I couldn't help myself. I cupped my hands and shouted toward the center of the court. Go, brother. My brother. Your brother is right here. Who are you cheering for? Said it out of habit. My brother clearly didn't believe me. His brows furrowed tighter and tighter. His gaze swept across every player on the court like a radar scan. When half-time finally came, I quickly grabbed a bottle of water and ran down the steps. My brother followed behind me. Then he watched as I handed the water to Alex Sanchez. Brother, drink some water. Amelia, when did he become your brother? My brother snapped. He had finally realized something. I didn't dare say a word. I only gave him a guilty little smile. Hey, a boyfriend could be called brother too. How was that not fair? When I got back to the dorm, my roommate rushed over excitedly. Amelia, there's a new post on the confession page. Anonymous submission. My little sister is dating someone. What should I do if her boyfriend is my sworn enemy? The end. Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos.